Before Lu Jinian entered the bedroom, he caught a glimpse of the bed through the half-closed door. Producer Sun was lying on top of Qiao Hao, his hands tugging at her swimsuit while she lay motionless, staring at the ceiling. Her eyes were blank and she looked like a lifeless doll. Fire and heartache flooded Lu Jinian, and he felt as though his heart was being torn apart. He had been in the entertainment industry for a long time and was aware that many actresses had to go through darkest and dirtiest nights, a large portion of them being drugged. Lu Jinian felt a searing pain in his chest, and his breathing seemed to have stopped. The next second, his face sunk into a menacing scowl. He kicked the door open and stomped in. The door slammed into the wall with a resounding bang, jolting Producer Sun. He turned around, and before he was even able to see the intruder's face, Lu Jinian had already grabbed his hands and punched his face. With all the strength in his body, he smashed straight into Producer Sun's head. Producer Sun's head titled from the impact, and before he could stabilize his stout figure, he fell onto the floor with a loud thud. Lu Jinian approached him with a menacing aura, bending to pick him up before raising his leg, striking hard into his gut, sending him flying. Producer Sun glided across the smooth empty floor, smashing hard into the sofa. Before he could get back to his senses, Lu Jinian had struck him once again. The strike was sudden and Producer Sun was not prepared for the impact. He couldn't hide, screaming in pain as he flew across the floor once again. Lu Jinian seemed oblivious to Producer Sun's pain as he loomed over. He grabbed the stout man once more and struck hard between his thighs. "Who allowed you to touch her? Who the fuck allowed you to touch her?" As he screamed, he continued to strike between Producer Sun's thighs, venting his anger. He continued to strike relentlessly, like a madman. "You dare to touch my woman, I'll make you pay." As he shouted, he recalled the image he saw through the door opening. Jealousy and heartache enveloped him. He seemed to have lost control. Grabbing a glass cup at the side, he threw it at Producer Sun's head. Fresh blood started oozing out of the man's head. Qiao Anxia and Lu Jinian's assistant reached the floor only when Lu Jinian had kicked Producer Sun out of the bedroom. As Qiao Anxia took in the scene, her face paled. She stumbled backwards. Lu Jinian's assistant was shocked by the violence of the scene, and when he saw blood spilling out of Producer Sun's head, he came back to his senses, rushing forward to restrain Lu Jinian. "Mr. Lu, it's enough. You're going to kill him."